Oh, hi there. I guess we're starting. I'm Alex Steele, and this is the Non-Invasive Brain Image Interface Lab at the University of Houston. I work for this guy. His name is Dr. Jose Contreras Vidal, and he's the PI of the lab. He's kind of my boss. Just one second. Now, as I was saying, wait, you can hear me? Okay. So as I was saying, he's asked me to give you a tour of the lab. Now, we do a lot of things here at the Non-Invasive Brain Machine Interface Lab, but really, you just kind of have to see it to understand what's going on. So, yeah, why not? Let's go. This is your brain. Okay, well, maybe not your brain, but it's a demo of a brain. And in this lab, we record from the brain. Now, to do that, we have to use special sensors. Let me show you. This is called EEG, and these little sensors just sit on the scalp. They don't actually puncture anything, so it doesn't hurt to use. And there are a bunch of different styles that we use in this lab, like this, for example. And this version. Now, this is a version that we use for demonstrations mostly, but the band just sits right on the forehead like so. And it records from sensors here and here. And it's okay. But it doesn't give us the full coverage that something like this would give us. See how the sensors go all the way back? We can record from the entire area on the head, and that gives us more information to work with, which gives us a better result. Now, EEG is perfectly safe. I mean, I could use it, you could use it. Heck, even a baby could use it. Now, there are a lot of different things we can do with that information. We could control prosthetics. We could control robots. And let's just show you. This is a prosthetic leg. And it uses EEG to control it. And it does that because when you walk, you need to change gait. And gait is really just how you walk. So if you walk upstairs, it looks something like this. But when you walk normally, it looks like this. Granted, this isn't a very good example, but the stairs one is a good example because you walk up. So this prosthetic records activity from the brain to predict when you're going to make that transition, so it can change how it walks using this knee here. See how the knee works? It's powered by a motor. And this is kind of cool because it's a hybrid system. So it uses recordings from the muscle, well, from the leg muscle, to determine where you are in your gait or your stepping to kind of adjust. These are my friends. This guy here is Rex. And Rex is a self-balancing exoskeleton, kind of like Iron Man. Now this guy, he's not self-balancing, but he's still pretty cool. The idea is that if you're paralyzed from the waist down, this guy can help you walk again using EEG. Let me show you how that works. So I can't actually use EEG here, but I can show you via the joystick here. And like I said before, he's self-balancing. So let's try that out. See? Standing all on his own. Big deal. I can do that. Oh, little help. Guys, Rex, please, buddy. So Rex can also sit and stand and even go upstairs, but we're just going to demo the sitting today. And of course, because he can sit, he can also stand, like so. See, he's going to shift back up. And there it is. They say it walks weird, but I don't see it. In our lab, we don't just work with the prosthetics, we build them. This is a knee joint that I built. And just like a human knee, it has two pieces, top and bottom. And watch how the human knee rotates. See how it extends back and forth? This joint does the same thing. The human knee is very complicated. It locks in the upright position, just like this does. And it has a changing center of rotation, which means the area that's rotating moves from front to back, just like this. See how it moved from front to the back? Now, this guy was 3D printed, So you can see here the lines, meaning that it was printed from bottom to top, just like that. What we're going to do today doesn't need to be 3D printed. You're going to build your own prosthetic. So we're going to make our own prosthetic finger today. And it's going to work just like a human finger, like this. See how that works? Now this is called an under-actuated joint, which means that I can't control just this portion of my finger or this portion of my finger. It's all interconnected, so I can only pull from one spot. So if I try to move just the tip of my finger, I can't. But if I hold here, then I can. So we're going to make something that works just like it. With a single pull, it's going to move just like your normal finger. See how that works? Just like a regular finger. So what we're going to need to make this prosthetic finger is a pair of scissors and a good old-fashioned popsicle stick. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it and cut it to the length of each piece of our finger, or at least my finger in this case. So I'm going to cut it to each section of the joint of my finger, so it looks about the same size, roughly. It doesn't have to be exact. So all I'm going to do is cut it, and then you should have 4 pieces. Now next, we're going to need a rubber band. Now in this case, I'm not using a rubber band, but it's just the same like a rubber band. It's stretchy, see? So we're going to need it to be about the length of our prosthetic finger here. So I'm going to either get a really big rubber band and cut it in half, or I'm just going to cut a piece of this with my scissors like this. Let's see if this works. So now that we have our rubber band cut, we need something to make our tendon with. So to do that, we're going to use a regular piece of string like this. So I'm just going to take a piece of string like so, and then cut it to roughly longer than the popsicle stick. So just like this. Now, inside your fingers, there's little tunnels like this straw that allow the tendon to run through. So we're going to mimic that using this straw. So I'm just going to take this, and then I'm going to cut it right here into 6 pieces, just like that. Now, to hold it all together, we need some tape. That's weird. Maybe I need to do it again. Huh, where did I put that tape? Now that we have everything ready to assemble, let's put it together. Just kidding. Let's get a good close look at how we do this. So I'm going to move you from over there to over here. So first what we're going to do is take a piece of tape like so. And take this tape, we're going to cut it in half like this. Now we have 2 pieces of tape. So 1 piece aside, just like so. Take the first knuckle of your joint, that's this guy. Apply a piece of tape here. And a piece of tape here. Now we want to leave a little room so the joint can move. So this tape is going to act like our hinge. Now we're going to tape it on both sides to make sure it's nice and sturdy. Like so. So now we have a nice little tape joint, like this. Now that we know how to do one, let's repeat this process for the other joints. I'm going to speed this up just a little. See, we're just going to tape each side down, just like so. And now we have 2 joints. And lastly, we're going to tape the 3rd joint down. Again, on either side. Now, we're going to skip this first joint because this is where it's going to attach. But we're going to take this and tape it here. So it looks like this. So see how it's not hanging off the side here or here? It's sitting right in between. So you want to make sure you cut these to the length smaller than this length. Now you should have 6 pieces of straw. So this is just going to be a repeat of the first one, and we're going to tape them all down just like this. First I'm going to run the stretchy string. So just pick a spot, any spot. Now, it's really important because this is going to keep everything nice and tight, right? So it's important that we tape this guy down over here. Now this is our back side. This would be our front side. So we take our string and we'll do the same thing here. Make sure this guy doesn't get away from us either. So I like to extra heavy duty tape by using 2 pieces of tape to tape it down. And there we go. And this side, you don't tape down. This side's our pull side. So now you have a prosthetic finger that works like a normal finger. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Bye.